all, welcome to another new episode of New Life Furniture. Thank you once again for joining me and watching these videos. We got another one, great pickup here, strong, solid wood piece, 2 leaves on it. This is gonna be a cool project. As you can see, I've already laid everything out here of what we're gonna need. We're gonna try some different things. We got some big heavy objects because I really like that over distressed farmhouse style, and I want to go hard with the distressing. So we're going to try some new techniques today with some rocks and things with sharp edges. It's going to be very cool. We also got maybe some new things to try, pipes that are rusted, broken, good scraping opportunities. So we're going to try all that stuff. So what we got to do first is work on one of our broken dowels. So I'm going to show you guys how to quickly just change one of those out and fix that. So let's go ahead and do this. Oh, yeah, let's go. Okay, so you'll find that on some of these leaf tables is that you'll have one of the fingers broken off that go into the little sliding holes here to lock it in. Now, you don't need all 3. Is it nice? For sure, but you can get away with 2. Doesn't really affect the table at all. So what we're gonna do is we are going to drill this out, make a hole, and then we're gonna take our little piece here of wood and stick it in, and it's the same size as that, and it'll be glued in and ready to go. If we're unable to do that, we will just unscrew this one, put it here so that it's more sturdy, and get away with it that way. Either way, still good, but you have to have at least 2. 2 is kind of what you need as a minimum to get away with these leaves. Otherwise, with 1, it does get sloppy and move around. So let's go ahead. Okay, so we've drilled out our hole, nice and clean all the way, done a little bit of our dry run with our wood dowel pin here. So we know it fits and we know that it's gonna fit in the hole, so we're happy. So what we're gonna do now is take some of our wood glue right here, LePage, no more clamp, pretty good stuff. We're gonna fill that in. Just put a whole bunch in there. More the merrier. Take our wood dowel, shove it in there so that it can get nice and make sure we got enough. If you don't think you got enough, add a little bit more. Make sure you get adequate amount. We do not want to be light on this. Okay, good. Get all that down. Okay, so we put the glue on. Now we shoved it into the hole to let it dry. That way we know it is on the right angle to what is needed for the table. Let that dry for what the instructions say. This stuff says about an hour, but we'll probably let it sit here for longer than that. Make sure it's nice and sturdy, and then go ahead and start working on the project with sanding. So it's been about 2 hours, and I noticed that the glue is not holding and setting the way we want. So as you see on some of the instructions, it will say works on, ceramic, concrete, and most plastics, as it does right here, but it's not working on this. So what we're gonna do instead is we'll take a hot glue gun, okay? Put that over there. We're just gonna use the old hot glue gun here. That should probably work. If it doesn't, then we'll try to go even more strong, but let's just see if we can get it done with hot glue. Been a little while here and looks like it's nice and strong. Hopefully that is adjusting. Good. That's exactly what we want. Perfect. One mistake that I'm learning as I'm distressing harder and now doing more on the base is that obviously I should have distressed it first and then sanded it down. So I'm doing 2 steps that I don't need to do, which is sanding it, hitting it, sanding it again to smooth it down. I could have just used all this, hit it first, and then sand it down. But I just wasn't thinking and not there. So best way to do it, Put your table together, tighten it up with all the bolts and screws and everything you need. Make sure it's nice and tight. Distress it with your tools, then go ahead and sand it down. That's obviously the smarter way to go. But whatever, time is money. Let's keep going. Hoo-wee! We got our rocks that we're gonna try out. Want to get the ones with sharp edges. You don't want the ones that are river rocks, too round. Obviously, it's not gonna make as many cool dents as you want. So we wanna get the ones that have a little bit of everything. Sharp edges, round, not too heavy, otherwise you may break and crack something and you're screwed. So it's better to just throw these a lot more than to have one too big and smash. So let's go ahead. Perfect example. Make sure you guys have lots of tools and a lot of equipment, because you'll see on different tables some of the urethanes, polyurethanes that they have from different manufacturers come off differently. So you can see just on this one table trying to clear it out, I've already basically gone through almost 3 of them. So you'll see it builds up on this weird, gets too hot and it builds up like a layer, and then you can't sand anymore. So that's okay. We'll still see if we can use these. We're gonna try to take off this edge. I love how our beach theme table kind of came out last project. If you saw the video, I think I'm wanting to go the same route with this one. So we have our propane and torch heater here. We're gonna light this thing up and we're gonna add those beautiful brown flame marks burnt marks kind of all the way from one side up through the middle and down the other. Really looks cool. And then we'll give it that light, soft white. I really like how that's turning out because it's so different than the rustic farmhouse distressed kind of dirty that we already have. So I want to do this one, and I want to hit this one after, I think, with our gloss polyurethane, and that's going to change it up. I have one that we just finished, which was with the satin urethane. So it's a real matte, dull finish, how everyone likes it. But this one, I want to try with the gloss and a little bit heavier on the burning. And we'll see kind of what people like out there. That's the point of this. You got to try different things to see what your clientele likes in your area. If you just do what you like, that's great. But you kind of want to find the niches and see what really turns and gets those sales. So let's go ahead, light this thing up, and get flaming on this thing. Hoo-wee! So we just finished. I think this is exactly what we want. As I said, you don't want to be too symmetrical. So I just kind of burnt it from one side, creeping up. It would probably like come out into flames, maybe come into like a little mini flame, go back in. So we got a couple of exposed spots that aren't too drastically hit. And then I put the torch on certain spots. Again, just moving it, you'll see that the grain will start to brown up and it turns to a darker black as you hold the heat onto it longer. So again, just move around when you want things darker, stay on it, or just go back and forth on it until it turns to the black you want, but always keep moving. Otherwise it'll get too dark and it's hard to go back. So you can see right here, I stayed on it a little bit too long, but I actually want that because when I put the white on it, that'll come through and look super wild. And then like I said, hopefully that flame is coming up and over, creeping down onto this side. And how would a flame go? All the way down, get into the middle, start creeping on the side, little bit on the tops, more on the end. And well, I like it so far. So let's grab our paint can and start putting on our layers. Looking good. Going with our beach theme, we're gonna take our spray can, do a light mist over the top, maybe 2 coats, but again, just a light mist, and try to still keep that brown to white contrast, but real light on the top. Let's go. As you can see, it's real light already with that first round. We're gonna go with number 2, and that's probably it. We wanna keep that contrast, but we wanna just get that soft white, distressed white, like it's on the beach. Even strokes all the way through. Don't stop, don't think about it, just all the way through, one motion. Keep a good distance away from the table. Don't go too close and make drips. You want to be about, 12 inches, 10 inches away. just get a nice misting. Nice misting, even flow. I think that's how you're gonna get that beach look. And then we go on the other side. Again, even flow, not too close. Back and forth all the way. Then we get the sides. Just back and forth, hit the sides. Watch out for that overspray, keep your distance. Look at that, there we go. That's kind of what we want. Okay, so it's the next day. It's all dried here, ready to go. We got our pieces set aside. I'm gonna go with the Varathane satin finish because I've only got a little bit left in my can, so I kind of want to use it up on this beach theme. I think if this does sell, I noticed that when I do my 2 coats on the top, I get like a sheen by doing the 2 coats. So I think in the future, doing glossy finishes will be okay as well, but I just want to use up some of this Varathane satin that I have. So let's go ahead and put that on.